When we're young, we all do silly things. That's the only time we can get away with doing things like that. However, some mistakes are more costly than others, and there are times when you wish you hadn't made them at all. Today, we'll discuss the top 10 biggest mistakes young people make. Make sure to click the like button. And subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos in the future. Number 1. Buying a home early. It's easy to get caught up in the mindset that you need to buy a house as soon as possible. Our society instills in us the belief that once you own a home, you're set for life. While having your own place is a wonderful thing to have and there is no harm in wishing for one, don't rush into it too soon. While having your own place can be rewarding, it can also be extremely stressful. You won't have a problem if you're insanely wealthy, but owning a home is a serious commitment for the average Joe. If you want to buy a house, you'll almost certainly have to take out a loan. You must begin repaying the loan with interest once you have purchased the home. These repayments aren't cheap, and they can eat up a significant portion of your monthly income. If you buy before you have enough money or a steady source of income, the journey may be more stressful than it is worth. Number 2. Investing without research. Hearing about people who have made millions by investing in the stock market can make it seem very appealing to try our hand at it. Investing can be a very rewarding experience, but it's not as simple as throwing money at random stocks. You should conduct some research. If you invest poorly, you risk losing a lot more money than you put in. It can be difficult to learn and understand the stock market, and it may take several months of research, but you must do so. If that doesn't sound like something you're capable of, the stock market may not be the best place for you to make your fortune. Number 3. Not networking. Working and building a career may not have occurred to us as serious when we were younger. We're still content to take each day as it comes and simply relax and enjoy life. While this is critical, it is also a good idea to begin networking for your future career as soon as possible. The concept of networking may appear to be something only professionals do. It may even appear tedious to some, but it is critical to your future success. Have you ever heard the phrase, "It's not what you know, but who you know"? Networking does not necessitate dressing up in a suit and tie and engaging in a series of convoluted conversations. It can be as simple as attending local community events and getting to know your neighbors. It's beneficial to get to know these people, particularly those who work in fields that interest you. When you're ready to start working toward your career goals, this will make things much easier for you. Number 4. Trying to cement a career. You have the ability to move around from job to job when you're young. This is the time to look into your options and see what works best for you and what you enjoy doing the most. Just because you work in one field for a few years doesn't mean you have to do it for the rest of your life. If you don't like the first thing you try, don't be afraid to try something else. You don't want to look back on your life after retirement and realize you didn't enjoy what you did all your life. Number 5. Impulse spending. The majority of people are prone to impulse purchases. Most of us have probably done it before, whether it was for a few dollars or a few $100s. Companies have devised a variety of marketing campaigns to persuade us to spend our hard-earned money on their wares. The majority of impulse purchases are items that we later realize we didn't require. While it may be tempting to buy the newest piece of technology as soon as it is released, take some time to consider your options. Consider whether you should buy it for a few weeks before making a decision. If you're still interested in purchasing it after this time, go ahead and do so. However, after a few weeks, you may discover that it no longer excites you and that your need has vanished. Number 6. Studying a useless degree. This is a relatively simple error to make. After all, who knows what they want to do with the rest of their lives when they're only 18 years old? Some people may have it all figured out, but the vast majority are likely to have no idea what they want to do with their lives. While earning a degree is a fantastic achievement, choosing the wrong one to pursue can be costly. Depending on where you study, you may be required to pay all of your study fees as you go, which is not cheap. It's also difficult to save money as a student. Even if you have a job, your hours are likely to be limited, and any money you do earn will most likely be spent on living expenses. It's aggravating to go through all of this stress and end up with something you don't want. So, when deciding on a major, go with something you're passionate about. If you're still in the early stages of your studies and realize you don't enjoy what you're doing, don't be afraid to change. Make the decision that makes you happy, whether it's switching to a different degree or dropping out entirely. Number 7. Giving up so easily. When something appears to be too difficult, it is all too easy to give up. Giving up what you're doing to try something new can be a more convenient option at times. It's possible that you're having difficulty grasping what you're learning at university. It could be that you dislike your co-workers or that the job is proving to be more demanding than you anticipated. However, the most common mistake people make is giving up. It is through perseverance in the face of adversity that a person becomes stronger and more well-rounded. Don't take the easy way out when things start to get a little tricky. Continue to push through, and you might just surprise yourself. There is no better feeling than getting through a difficult situation and emerging victorious. It may also lead you down paths you would not have been able to walk down if you had simply given up at the start. With that said, there are times when walking away is the best option. If you keep trying and things still aren't working and you're not enjoying them, it might be time to walk away and try something new. Just make sure you give it a second chance before making a decision. Number 8, relying too much on parents. There's nothing wrong with having your parents assist you financially throughout your childhood. You must, however, be able to recognize when it is time to become more financially self-sufficient. If you're relying on your parents' money to get by and haven't made any progress toward financial independence, it's time to take a step back and reconsider. Financial matters can be complex and difficult to comprehend, but they are an inevitable part of life that we must all learn about at some point. Number 9, having a credit card. It can be tempting to go out and start spending like you're the richest person on the planet when you start getting bigger paychecks. It's also tempting to run out and get a credit card. The answer is simple: don't. Simply because you have a credit card, you may feel compelled to spend more than you have. You may become so engrossed in the thrill that you forget about the fact that you will have to repay the money and that there will be interest. This can result in some astronomically high bills. Most of the time, you'll discover that you're making enough money. So, rather than spending money you don't have, start saving more. Number 10, trying to pay off student debt. Nobody enjoys having a debt looming over them. As a result, it's only natural that we'd like to get rid of it as soon as possible. However, putting all of your attention and money into paying off your student debt can backfire. You won't have any savings if you spend every spare cent on getting rid of it. What happens, then, if something unexpected occurs? Perhaps you've been hit with a large medical bill that needs to be paid right away. Perhaps you've lost your job and are now without a steady source of income. Perhaps you must travel a great distance to see someone. This isn't to say you shouldn't make a plan to pay off your debt. You just have to make sure you don't blow all of your money in the process. That concludes the top 10 most common blunders made by young people. What are your thoughts on our list? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos in the future.